well here, and I think right now the effort is very, very good. Retention is very good. We're continuing to try and improve in certain things, obviously, and get better in everything that we're doing. But you have to like where we're at right now from an offensive line standpoint. I think we have numbers, and I think we have quality players there, and guys are continuing to get better and better. Obviously, we have strengths on this team, and we have also areas we need to address, and we'll continue to try and do those things. But I'll just take some questions.
Coming out of the scrimmage, and it sounded like the defense kind of had its way with that. Is that what you kind of expect at this point?
Well, usually when you're dealing with a relatively young offensive line, if there's one little breakdown or one little thing that happens, we're also working with the new fullback a little bit, some other things. So when there's one breakdown, bad things can happen for you. But the thing that you see when you watch our offense, when you watch things technique-wise and up front, you see guys with athletic ability, you see guys really learning. The learning curve is great, so you see guys improving day to day, and then when you throw everything at them all at once and try and make it as game-like as possible with noise and all the different things we would try and do, there is a little bit of a step back in that, but I think that there's progress, and like where we're at, we missed some wide receivers. BJ is still out with the injury from the season, and Nick went out early with the slight pull, so we missed some guys early on.
Mark, of the guys who switched positions, has anyone stood out and said, "I'm on here"?
I think Todd Anderson is finding himself a place at fullback. We're going to look at Tony Lippett a little bit of defensive back today. Makaja Reynolds really took a step forward, I thought, on the defensive line. He's made that transition. Dan France, for a guy that's really, he's got, 6 practices under his belt as an offensive tackle. Very, very athletic. Blake Treadwell, very athletic, tough. You see them grow every single day in practice, and those are the things that we're looking for. So we also have, guys like Skylar Schaffner is a very young player, is a redshirt freshman, but has a tremendous amount of ability and pop and explosiveness. So, Travis Jackson's playing very well as well. So we've got some guys, and those are guys that have made sort of either new guys or position switches on the offensive line. So,
how do you get out of going a little bit later here in April, the spring season?
Well, you have to get in a certain amount of time, and we would have had our spring game on Easter weekend. I just didn't want to have it on Easter weekend, and so we decided to set it back. But I think what you do get, we've been out every single day through spring practice, and that's been a positive for us. You're going to play in weather like this, you're going to play in the elements, and you've got to be able to play with wind and different things that can affect you. So we're not going to play in a sterile environment. We're going to continue to play.
Mark, how much is the depth helping push guys throughout this team, and especially on the offensive line?
Especially on the offensive line, we've got numbers. Like I said, you've got a couple guys still out or sort of laboring through some injuries. But depth makes you better. Allows players, I think, when there is an injury, to have somebody step in. We're really trying to grade our players in different levels: Big Ten championship winning, and then that next category, are they functional? Functionality has so much to do with playing this game, is because there's so many different elements that you have to deal with. So if a guy's functional, then you can play around him. He can continue to get better. So that's what we're looking for right now: functionality at all positions and really throughout our football team. And I think we're getting that. We're into our 5th year, so that's a lot of time spent. And so you see some of that. You see the fruition coming in some of that time.
How's Maxwell doing?
Andrew Maxwell playing very, very well. Very good quarterback. He's got confidence. He's got a live arm. He's big. He's got a great control of the offense, and very excited about our quarterback situation.
How big is this spring for Andrew?
Well, I just think it's another. Last year he was a true freshman, so this year redshirt freshman. He's been in the system now for 2 years, and you've seen him be able to grow. But he has complete command, I think, of our offense, and can do a lot of things very, very well. And he's got game experience. We really have 3 quarterbacks on our roster with game experience, and 3 very good quarterbacks, I would say, and guys that have shown that they can win for us. So those are positive things.
Mark, with Dantonio Sallin, that's a guy that some thought might push for a starting job last year. He kind of got pushed out of the mix a little bit. What does he learn from that as he competes for a starting job this year, and how do you see him so far?
Well, it's just it's an added area of growth, I think, for Nico. Last year he was a redshirt freshman, so again, just time spent. But he's always been a great tackler. He was a great player on special teams last year for us, and he played in a lot of situations for us. So now he takes on the role of being a full-time starter for us. He's had a great spring. You know, the guy runs very well. He benches 420 pounds or whatever it is. And, you know, goes about 220. So he's a factor in there. He has shock. He can bring it.